Hello everyone. So my name is Rashmi, and today we will be having a session. You have to guess what the session is about. I'm going to show you a video, and you have to see, and you have to guess what is the topic of the session. Okay. So I will share a small video with you, and you have to guess what the session is about. Have you seen this before? What is this? I can see KGBV Topok Topokpi Topokpi. And which other KGBB I can see Andhro as well. So what do you think? What is this? Have you seen this before? Can you guess what animal is this? Any guesses? You can unmute yourself and tell me. What do you think? Which animal is this? Either in the chat, if you are on YouTube, you can tell me on the YouTube chat, or you can unmute yourself and answer here as well. Okay. So here, if you were not able to guess, our today's topic is shadows. So in my last session, I talked about a topic which was on balloons and bottles. So in my last session, we had bottles, plastic bottles, and we were fitting balloons in that. And that was a very fun session. And today's session is going to be on shadows. So before we begin, I just want to ask you if you have the required materials with you. So we don't need a lot of materials for this session. We just need, these materials that you can see on the screen as well. You can make groups of 5. And if you have any torch, any flashlight, any bulb, that will do. If you have a toy laser, that is going to be fine. If you have a butter paper, a transparent sheet, also known as OHP sheet, glass slide, or black chart paper, as well as one additional phone in which you can use the flashlight. So I'm just going to ask you the same question in a poll as well. So do let me know if you have all this material for today's session. A torch or a flashlight, a bulb, a phone which has a battery charged, butter paper, transparent sheet, black chart paper. That's it. That is all we are going to need for today's session. And you can answer this in the poll question that I have just asked you. And we also need a dark room. So we are having this session in the afternoon, but the session is on shadows. So it's going to be nice if you have curtains, or you do this activity in a room which is very, very dark. Okay, so 3 students have answered. I think we will end the poll. And what are we going to learn today in today's session? So these are the things that we're going to learn. We are going to learn about different types of objects that are around us. Many types of objects we have, but 3 broad categories. We will learn about them. We will learn how our shadows form. We will also see during an eclipse what type of shadow is formed. And we will also see the size of shadow. How does the size of a shadow changes? So these are the things that we will be learning in today's session. We are going to start with a very simple activity as well. But before we start, I want to show it to you some responses from the last session, which was taken by Vikram. So here are 2 videos that he had shared with me. The first is from KGBV Mizoram. And in this video, since we don't know which KGBV it is, so whenever you share the videos, please mention your name as well, like the name of the KGBV or the block. So in this video, he had shared that the girls were doing this activity in which they were learning what is, the use of carbon dioxide. If we have carbon dioxide quantity less or more, how does it change the rate of photosynthesis? So this is what was discussed in last session, which was taken by Vikram. And there was one picture he wanted to share from KGBV Telangana as well. Okay. So now I have a question for you. And the question is, I have 3 sheets over here. So just give me a moment. Yes. So I have 3 sheets over here. And I want to pass torchlight or a toy laser light from these 3 sheets. Sheet number A, sheet number B, sheet number C. What is the difference between them? One looks transparent, the other one is translucent, and the third one is opaque. So these are the 3 sheets that we have. And I'm going to show these sheets to you as well. I have them over here. I'll try to show them to you in the overhead. So this is a transparent sheet that we have. You can see everything that is underneath it. This is the transparent sheet that we have. The other sheet is the black chart paper. So if I have my hand underneath it, you can't see it. I can cover it using this sheet. And the third one is something that we call butter paper. So if I have my hand underneath it, you can see it a little bit, not clearly. So I have these 3 types of sheets with me. You have to answer me this question, that if I pass a laser light from it, or if I pass a torch light from it, which specific sheet A, B, C, is going to allow most light to pass. So for example, I have a torch light over here. And if I take my butter paper, pass light through it, black chart paper, and the transparent or the OHP sheet, which is going to allow most light to pass. So again, you can answer this question through the uh, poll that we have over here, which is this one. So we are trying to find which out of these 3 sheets, which will allow most light to pass. Sheet A, sheet B, or sheet C. So I'm checking answers on YouTube as well. So on YouTube, they are saying that butter paper or OHP sheet. So they're asking for which class is it. So the session is aimed at students of class 6th and 7th, because in class 6, there is a chapter on light and shadow. So that is what we are discussing in this session. So class 6th and class 7th will benefit majority from this session. So is it OHP sheet, is it butter paper, or is it black chart paper? So all of you are saying it is OHP sheet, and it is indeed OHP sheet. Why? We will see it slowly. Like, what is so special about the OHP sheet as well? We will just see it. So what we're going to do, so because this requires a dark room, and I want to take a session as well, it was hard for me. So I have recorded the videos already, but I want you to do these experiments or do the activities with me. So over here, I just want to show it to you. What is the difference, or how does it look like when we pass the laser light from butter paper? And so this is first OHP sheet. You can see there is little to no change. When we bring butter paper, it looks like the light got scattered or diffused, like there's a lot more light. And when we use an opaque object, not a black chart paper, but any other chart paper or a foam sheet, we were able to see no light was passing. So you can see this is OHP sheet, all light was passing through it. In butter paper, the light was passing, but it looked like there is more light. It got scattered, glowy light. And in the last case, there was very little light. So you can try this activity if you have a bulb, a torch, like a torch like this, and you take these 3 sheets and you pass, and let me know what do you observe this same phenomena as well. So all the KGBVs that have joined, we are trying to understand how does, like, which is that specific type of material which allows most light to pass. So we can see in this video that that material is transparent material, or the OHP sheet that we have. All light is easily passing through it. and the butter paper blocks some light and it scatters the light. So it is hazy, and any other material which is opaque does not allows any light to pass. Now, your task is to tell me. Okay. Yes. So your task is to tell me what are some things that around you that are transparent. So I gave you example of one thing, which is like this transparent sheet that I have over here. This is a transparent material, right? You can see me easily if I have it in front of me. If I have something else, you will not be able to see me clearly. So can you tell me examples of some things that are transparent? We saw what is transparent light. It can allow light to pass through it very easily, as well as we can see ourselves if we are behind a transparent material. So can you give me examples of transparent material? Let's see. You can unmute yourself and tell me, or you can bring some transparent materials which are around you. Can you bring some transparent materials which are around you? Anything that is transparent. Is it clear to everyone what is a transparent material? Is it clear what is a transparent material? Okay, so KGBV, 1 KGBV from Manipur is saying they're not able to arrange the materials. That's all right. So we will do it without, like, very simple materials are needed. So you can try the light activity with the phone flashlight as well. And now the question is, uh, can you identify things that are transparent around you? So I will give you some hint what I could find. Okay. So what are the things that I could find? Let's see. Plastic bottles in which we drink water, cold drink, these pickle jars in which, for example, here I have a jar with me. So it's transparent. It has the balloon inside it. It's from the last session's activity. Spectacles. So those students who wear specs, clear glasses, also a syringe as well. So can you also identify things around you that are transparent like this? What are some more things that are transparent? All of these things are transparent. You can see clearly from them. If you have a scale, even that is transparent. This is old scale, so this is not that transparent. For example, I have something else over here. Bulbs. This material in bulb is also transparent. Glasses in which we drink water, they're also transparent. And I have something else with me, which is a glass slide, which we use in microscope. This is also transparent. So can you find or bring some materials? I will wait for 1 minute, which are transparent around you. Like, stand up and go around and try to find some material which is transparent, clear material. I will give you 1 minute. Okay. Can you find something which is transparent and show it in the camera? Okay, I can see KGV Andhra is showing a scale, plastic scale like this. Anything else? Like, it is very easy to find transparent material. I will show you one more. This as well. This is injection. This is very hard to tell whether it is clearly transparent or not. But I think if it was new, then we could say this is transparent. So anything, like, just look around you. Are you able to find something that is very clear, very transparent? Like this. I just looked around and found a new scale. So this is better. This is transparent. Like, you can see I have like 2 fingers, behind it. And one more thing is transparent. This lens as well. These lenses are also transparent. So if I have my 2 fingers behind it, you can see it clearly, right? This is a lens. This is a different type of material. It can make you big or small like this. But this is like transparent material. So can you also find something like this? Okay, KGBV Andhra, I can see you have a scale. And 1 second. Yes. So KGBV, Learn Goal, they are showing me a plastic bottle. Okay. We have a plastic bottle, only one plastic bottle. Can you find something more? I'll show you what else I found. 1 second. This cello tape that we have, that is also transparent, right? Cello tape like this, that is also transparent. If I had some other tape, like black tape, I would not be able to see from it. So can you also find something that is transparent like this? Easy task, right? We don't have many things. This is like a part one session. Okay, what is this? What is this? I don't know. The girls from KGBV, the girl that is sitting in front of the camera. What is this? Can you tell it to me in mic? Oh, I can't hear you. Can you type it in the chat? I think there is something with the material that I'm not able to hear you. No, something with the mic because of which I'm not able to hear you. Pen. Oh, a transparent pen. I have never seen a transparent pen. You should take a picture of it and send it in the group, okay? The WhatsApp group. I have never seen a transparent pen. Very interesting. Can you show it more closely in the camera? Very close. Like put your finger behind the pen so that I can see your finger. Oh, it's really a transparent pen. You have to take a picture of it and show it to me later. Very interesting. So there are many things around us that are transparent, right? These were some of the things that I could find. Now I have a question that I want to ask to you, which is, what about this? What about water? Is water transparent? Like I have a water bottle over here. It has water and it's like there is no color of the water. It looks transparent, like it does not has any color. But when astronauts, they went to space, they went outside Earth in spaceship and they took picture of Earth. And all this blue region that you see over here, right? They say, okay, you can't see this blue region. So they say everything that you see on Earth, which is blue in color, that is water, like some oceans, very big oceans. White is clouds. The green and the brown and the black is like land. And everything that is blue, that is water. But why is water blue? Because we know that water is transparent. So have you thought about this question before? That when we drink water, it looks transparent. Any type of water, unless it has some cold drink inside it. So water looks transparent. But when we look at Earth from very far away, it looks blue. Why is that? Is water blue or is water transparent? What do you think? Is it blue or is it transparent? It's a tricky question. Is water blue or transparent? So this is something that you should think about. There is some explanation to it. We can get to it later. But I just wanted to leave you with this question: that is water transparent or is it blue in color? There is one more thing that is transparent. Do you know the eye that we have? So eye has many parts, and the outer layer, the very outer layer of the eye, is called as cornea. That is transparent. There is some liquid in the eye. It's called aqueous humor. In this white region of our eyes. You can't see my eye. Okay. Give me a second. Yes. So here. So this region, which is like the very outer boundary of our eye, that is transparent. The liquid that is inside our eye, that is also transparent. The lens is also transparent, and inside the eye as well, there is one place which is transparent. So even our eyes can be transparent. Now, around us in nature also, there are many things. Do you know about cicada? Have you heard of this? Have you heard? There is a small insect, fly-like insect, cicada. It makes noises in the night. It will not let you sleep. And dragonfly as well. Before there is rain, this dragonfly or helicopter keeps flying. Their wings are also transparent. And what else is transparent? There are fishes. Like these type of fishes which live inside water, aquatic life, they are also transparent. So you can see over here, there is one butterfly, there is this different type of fish. Both of these fishes are transparent. Even frogs can be transparent. So very beautiful things in nature. If you look around closely, in different places in nature, we can find things which are transparent, not just around us. And one last thing, like some sort of another thing which was like very, very transparent, only you can see its eye. Everything else in its body is transparent. And this is the activity that we wanted to try, that when we pass light, a shiny, laser or torchlight, we can see that all of the light that we have that can easily come outside on the other end. So I will just try to show it to you, and you also try to do it with me. So I'll just try to do it with you over here. in the overhead. You can try it with the phone flashlight as well. Okay. So here I have a paper, and here I have a torchlight, and here I have an OHP sheet, right? You can use this, or you can use the small OHP sheet as well, the 5 centimeter one. When so it's very hard to see because I have too many lights in the studio, but you can try this in the dark room. Turn off the lights and close the curtains, and you have your either your laser light or your torch like this, and you put the OHP sheet, okay, and you try to see how much light is coming. So I will just show it to you using a laser light because that is better, I think. So here we can see the green mark, and if I put my OHP sheet in front of it, the green mark is still there. It becomes a bit bigger, but if you see it with your own eyes, you will not be able to see it bigger. Like, it's an illusion that it looks bigger, but we can see that almost all light is passing. No light is being blocked. So that is the first activity with the transparent materials, that they allow all the light to pass. Now we have second activity. What is the second activity? Oh, I can see KGB Andhro. They are doing it. Yes. And you can see. So do you have an OHP sheet with you? Transparent sheet? Yes. Okay. I'll give you the unmute access. Yes. You can unmute now. Okay. So bring the OHP sheet a bit in front. Like, keep them at some distance like this, at some distance. Not like this, but at some distance. Like this. Your video got stuck. Okay. So ask one girl to hold the OHP sheet, other girl to hold any other sheet, and the third girl to hold the torch. And don't just put them side by side, but have some distance in between them, and then perform the activity. Okay. So now I have another task for you. And what is the task? The task is to find materials which are translucent. What is translucent? Things like this butter paper thing, that we can see something, but not everything. So, this is the butter paper, and this is my hand. So you can see that maybe there are two fingers if they are very close, but you can't see it clearly, right? And maybe there is some person. So it's not like completely black. You can see some parts, some light is coming, but it's not clear. So it's not clear. It's not blocking completely. It is somewhere in the middle, and that is called translucent. So can you find examples of some things that are translucent around you? Not clear, not blocking all the light, somewhere in the middle. Like, you can see little bit. Any examples of those materials? Or where they can be used? You're thinking? I will give you a hint. For example, I have a used paper over here, okay? I have a used paper over here. And what happened to this paper? Some oil fell on it. And because of which I can see what is written on the other side. So I will just do this live in front of you. So we have any normal paper. This normal paper is opaque, like, you can't see my hand. So if I put this paper in front of my hand, you can't see it. But if I put some oil on it, this is like coconut oil. I have some oil and I'm putting it like this. So suddenly what we can see? We can see some letters. But I have this, and now if I have my hand just behind it, maybe you can see it little bit, right? Very, very little. But you can see definitely what is written on this side of the paper, right? And maybe my hand just a little bit. So what happens sometimes, things which you can't see, things which are opaque, you usually can't see through a paper like this. But if you put some oil, then it becomes a little bit translucent. So that is one example, that if oil falls on your clothes or on your paper, on your notebook, you might have seen this. I will give you examples, two examples of things that I know. Butter paper that we use in making pinhole cameras, or like that I just showed you example, butter paper or tracing paper, and also lemon water. Have you drank lemon water? Lemon water like this. We call it shikanji in our home. Do you think this is translucent? Like that water is not clear, but the water is not something that is completely opaque either. Do you agree with that? That lemon water can be translucent, and also this thing. So we make, so this is, one of our colleagues from the lab, and he was making a video, and there are all these lights around him. And there is this light, so you can see all this light have some sheet in front of it that is also translucent, because now the light gets soft. So what is the use of butter paper? There can be many uses, but what is the one use that we can see, that when we pass light through it, it scatters the light. So if you have a butter paper, try this activity again with me. So all the students that have access to a butter paper, this is the normal paper, the one through which we can't see anything. This is the butter paper. Take a torchlight or a laser light. Okay, I'm gone. Yes. So take a torchlight and pass it through the butter paper and try to see, is there any change? And also see it using a laser light as well. So I'm going to show you with the laser light. This is my paper over here. And this is my butter paper. So this is normal laser light. And this is how it looks. So you can see this is normal. And this is how it looks after I pass it through the butter paper. You can see, right? It was very sharp in the beginning. And now it is no longer sharp. It is like glowy. It is very soft. Soft is the word. Because the butter paper scatters the light. It is not direct. If it is coming direct like this, I'll make a diagram and show it to you how it changes. So let's see over here. Yes. So if this is the laser light, this is how it was coming. And this is butter paper. What happens? The light goes like this and then it scatters. So it is not it does not has a very sharp focus, but we see in lot of area there is light. So it scatters, it falls on more area. What is the third type of material that we have? That is opaque. And so many things are opaque around us. We don't need to try to find them, because almost everything around us can be opaque. So this is the opaque things, right? What is opaque things? Something that we can't look through which. Now, what you have to do is you have to take your torchlight and pass it and put any opaque material like a pen or marker, and then shine your torch. Now that is what we have to do. So what do we have to do? We have to take our torch and we have to take something like a pen, a marker, anything, and pass this and then see what happens. So all of you, I want to, and you can use not just a torchlight. Now you can use a phone flashlight as well. So I want everybody who is attending the session to, just use your phone, turn on its flashlight like this, take anything which is opaque material through which you can't see it, and then put it in front of other material, like any other screen, okay? And I will show it to you how it does look like. So this is the activity. Yes. So turn off all the lights, turn on a torch or your phone flashlight. We should go near a wall, or if you have a paper, that is fine, like on the ground on paper or near a wall, and place your hand, or any other object like a marker or something, or maybe a ball, and see what happens. So I want you, all of you, to do it, especially KGVV Langol girls. I can see them. So please, I can see so many curtains behind you. No, I can see open windows. So try to close them, or if it's not possible to close them, then try to find a phone flashlight. Like ask your one of the other wardens, whosoever has a phone or a torch, and then do this activity. You should have your hand, a smiley ball, a marker, anything works. You should have a source of light, that is your phone, flashlight, bulb, anything else, and go near a wall and try to do this experiment. And if you're doing this experiment, please turn on your video as well. Let's see who's doing this experiment. So this is the first activity that we are doing, and I want you all to do it with me. Let's see who is performing this activity. Let's see. Okay. We have girls of HBV. Let me see the other word for them. Pin. Okay. Spotlight. Yes. Okay. Topokpi Chandel Manipur. Okay. So do you have a phone flashlight? Do you have a phone flashlight, all of you? Do you have a phone flashlight like this? Manipur girls, do you have a phone flashlight or a bulb maybe? A bulb like this or anything else that you can use for light? I want you to use a light source, go near a wall and take your hand or anything else that you want, like anything, any opaque object, and then make its you don't have to make anything, you just have to observe. And what will you observe when you go there? You will observe that, okay, no problem. You can do it later. So you will observe. So I will just show it to you. What did I observe? Because I can't do it live in the class right now. So this is what I had observed. So this is my phone. I have my two fingers of my hand and I have a wall near me. And this is what I was doing, right? So what is this black region that we can see over here? What is this black region? This black region is the shadow, right? This is the shadow. And when does the shadow form? When an object, for example, over here, my hand, when an object blocks the light of a light source, for example, here the light source was the phone flashlight, and my hand is blocking that light. So we get a dark region or black region, and that black region is called our shadow. And where do we get this shadow? We get this shadow on a screen. That screen can be a wall, that can be a paper, that can be ground, that can be anything. So we need, what do we need to make a shadow? So first of all, this black region is a shadow. We need a light source, because if I turn off the phone, I will not be able to see the light source is gone, so I will not be able to see the shadow. Give me a second. Okay. Yes. So we will not be able to see the shadow. If I remove the screen, for example, there is no wall, then also the shadow will be gone. And if I remove the object, if I remove my hand, then also the shadow is gone. So for a shadow to form, we need three things. We need a light source. That is how you can make a shadow, right? If you want to make a shadow, what do you need? You need a light source. For example, this. I have my phone flashlight, or I have a torch, or anything else. I don't, this bulb is right now not connected, but a bulb can also do, a candle also. If you have a candle, then also you can try this. Maybe you have a candle, so you can bring a candle and try this, and anything else as well. So when I turn off the light, the shadow will be gone. If we have no light, there is no shadow. If we remove the screen, that is, there should be something on which the shadow should form. So if I remove the screen also, then also the shadow is formed. The shadow is gone. If I remove the object, that is, if I remove my hand as well, then also the shadow is gone. So let's try to do it live as well. That how can we say that when I remove these three things one by one, that the shadow is going. So for example, here, right, I have this paper. And you can see very faint shadow, right? This is a very faint shadow that you can see. Now what I'm saying is, if I remove my light source, then the shadow is gone. You can see no shadow, right? The shadow came when the phone flashlight came. If I remove my object, which is in my case my hand, then also the shadow is gone, no shadow. And if I remove my screen, so here, if I remove the screen, what will be the screen? This particular table will be the screen. If I remove the table, then the ground will be the screen. If I remove the ground, then something else will be the screen. But what if I point my hand and my torch towards the sky? Then there is no screen. So if I have no screen, then also no shadow is formed. So now I have a question for you. And what is that question? Let us see. So this is the question. I have labeled, so I talked about all the different things that we need for a shadow. You have to identify these four things that I have mentioned over here. You have to tell me what is one, what is two, what is this three, and what is four. So you have to tell all these things to me: four, three, two, and one. What are all these things? And what are the options? Your options are screen, one is screen, light source, object, and shadow. So I'm just going to share a poll question with you where you can answer this. Let's see, where is it? Okay, I think this is here. Oh, this is already being launched. Okay. So this is the question. You have to label 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are the different options, right? Now there are so many things that you can see on the screen, but you have to just identify the right option from them. So the first option says number 2 is screen. So do you think number 2 is screen? Is this screen or is the number 1 screen? Or is the number 3 screen? Or is the number 4 screen? Like this, you have to identify. I'll give you a minute and then we will see what is the answer. So we talked about everything is necessary for a shadow formation. Light source we need, for example, the phone flashlight. We need an object, for example, my hand or maybe, a pen, a marker, something which is opaque. So opaque things we need. And we need a screen. We need something like a wall, a table, a paper, a ground, something where the shadow can form. And of course, one thing is shadow for the shadow formation. And all those 4 options are there. So let us see who is answering. Okay. So are you able to see the question on the screen? Oh, there was something else that was being shared. Oh no. I think now you can see the question. Yes. Now are you able to see the question? Yes, you're able to see the question. Okay. So do tell me 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the right answer from here? Okay. I'll check on YouTube as well. Okay, let us see. Yes. So we're waiting for more answers. And let's see. Okay. And I want one more KGV to answer this, and then we will move on. So I have already given you many hints. What is the right option or what is the right answer? Let us see if you're able to tell it to me. Okay. Okay. Now, as you can see, what was the right answer? The right answer was second option, that number 1 is screen. So what is number 1? Over here, this white wall. This wall is screen on which the shadow is forming. What is shadow? Shadow is number 2. This is shadow, right? This black region on this white wall, that is shadow. Number 3 is what? My hand is an object. And number 4 is the light source. So that was, that was the simple poll to once again make sure that we are on the same page about what are these 4 things for a shadow formation. Now, what you have to do is you have to explore different ways how you can increase or decrease the size of shadow. Now we know that how does the shadow form, what things it needs to form. Now we can play with the shadow. So what do you have to do? You have to increase and decrease the size of shadow of your hand. So there can be many things. So I'm giving you different options once again. You have to try all these 4 things. Just give me one moment. Yes. So you have to try out different things. You have to take your torch and your hand, and then you have to see how you can change the size of the shadow. So over here you can see, this is the third poll question. I'm going to launch it in a while. So how can you increase and decrease the size of an object shadow? For example, here is once again my phone flashlight. And here is my screen, and I'm just going to show it to you in the overhead. So my light source, my object, and my screen. So I can do many things. I can make my light source move up and down, right? and the size of the marker is changing. I can keep the phone here, the light source here, and I can change the distance of my pen from the light source and from the paper, or maybe I can move the screen. So here I can't do much on the table, but you can explore different ways of increasing the size of the shadow. So what are the different ways how you can increase the size of the shadow? Okay, so you try it with your phones and do let me know. So here I'm launching one more poll very quickly, and you have to answer it. You have to, and this is multiple, not one answer is right. 4 answers are right. Okay. So you have to identify which all are right. How can you increase the size of shadow? Should you move the light source close to the object? Should you move it far away from the object? So try out different ways and tell me which is the right answer. So 4 answers are right from these 8. Let us see. Try out different things and do let me know which is the way. So over here, Manipur girls are trying it, trying to move the screen, trying to move the light source, trying to move their hand, and then tell me which is most likely. Try all these 8 things and do let me know which is the right answer from 4 are right. And I can see girls of once again Nangol, Kulen, Manipur are also trying different things. So we have 8 options, 4 are right. Try different things. So we have what do we have? We have light source, we have object, and we have screen. So if you are moving the light source, keep the object and screen constant. If you are moving the object, keep the screen and light source constant. Like don't move them. Move only one thing out of these 3 things. Okay. Move only one thing out of these 3 things and then tell me which is the right one. Let's see. What about girls from KGBB Andhro? Do you have a light source? Any small light? Some flashlight? Something? Some bulb? Oh, you have one. So try it. Try it and do tell me no. We have 50 more seconds for this answer and then we will move on to the next one. 2 minutes I've already given you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 options have been selected out of 8. So 1 KGBB, I'm still waiting for you to answer. Let us see. Okay. And then we will move on to the next part. So what were the right answers? The right answers were this. The first option, that if I move the light source close to the object, then I can increase the size. So if you see over here, I will show it to you once again, not in the overhead. That this is my light source. And these 3 things are, let's say, constant, right? If I move my light source close to the object, then you can see that the size of shadow increases. If I move my phone away from the pen, the size of shadow is decreasing. But if I move my light source close to the pen, the shadow is getting bigger. So that was the first option and that is right. What is the second option? The second option was move the screen far away from the object. So is that right? If I move the screen far away from the object, closer to the object, then also that is right. And if I move the object far away from the light source, that is wrong. That is also right. Okay. So answer 1 is right, answer 2 is right, answer 3, option 3 is right. And move the screen farther from the object, that is wrong. So A, B, C, all the 3 options were right, and some others as well. So I will give this question once again in the homework as well. So you can try this once again in the homework and do let me know. Now, one more things that we need to learn is, okay, so this is one more question. Now we can see that there are some ways after which if we, do the changes, that the size of the shadow can change. Sometimes it can grow bigger, sometimes it can grow smaller. Now I have 3 options over here. What are these 3 options if you see? So these are the 3 options that you can see over here. In one option, option number A, my pen is very close to the wall. Option number B, my pen is somewhere in the middle, the phone and the wall. And option number C, where my pen is even more closer to the phone. So you have to tell me where is the length of the shadow longest. Can you tell me? This is the simplest now. Can you tell me where is the length of the shadow longest? You can see it very closely. When my pen is close to the wall or when my pen is far from the wall but close to the phone. When is it longest or largest? Big shadow. When do I get a big shadow? In A, B, or C? Okay. So some are saying B, but what is the answer? The answer is C. And how can we say it is C? So this is very easy. If I show it to you, how can I say it is C? Uh, because if I make these two lines, right? If I imagine that light is coming from my phone, it is, and my pen is blocking that light and a shadow is forming over here. If it is close to the screen, it is not able to block a lot of light. But as my pen moves from the screen close to the light source, then it is able to block more and more light. So if my object is close to the screen, it blocks more light and it creates bigger shadow, larger shadow. So what can we conclude from this? We can conclude this thing that whenever an object, okay, yes, whenever an object is, the distance between the light source increases. So whenever I increase the distance between light source and object big, then the shadow decreases. Or when I bring my object close to the light source, then also the shadow increases. So there can be different ways of saying this. And this is how we can change the length of a shadow. And have you heard of similar triangles? If you have heard of similar triangles, what you can do, you can even find out what is the ratio by which, if you move the pen, for example, if this A distance between the marker and the phone was, let's say, 15, and the distance between the shadow and the phone should be what? You can actually find it out if you know the size of the shadow and the size of the pen. Or if you know the distance of the shadow from the light source, the distance of the pen from the light source, and the length of the pen, you can find out what should be the length of the shadow as well. So this requires similar triangles, and maybe we can go over it in the next session. How, if we change these things, two, three, we can actually make out that if we know three things, we can find out the fourth thing. And how do we use similar triangles in this? This is how we were using the similar triangles, that uh, the light rays are same, and this is how the similar triangles was looking like. So you can even find out that what is the size of your shadow, or if you know the size of the shadow and the size of your marker and how far away is the marker from you, you can find out how far away is the shadow by doing using similar triangles. Now the last thing that I wanted to share was related to the solar eclipse. So I'm going to show you solar eclipse. Have you heard about solar eclipse before? What is a solar eclipse? Have you heard about it? It is when in the daytime the sky goes dark. That is what a solar eclipse looks like. So I'm going to show it to you a video of a solar eclipse, which is from Antarctica. Where is Antarctica? It is very far away. So you can see in the daytime the sky goes dark because the sun is being hidden by the moon. So it's like moon is visible in the daytime and it blocks the light of the sun. That is what is a solar eclipse. So here you can see once again one more view, that the sun is there, but that is being blocked by the moon, and we can't see any light at all because everything is dark and this is daytime. For 2-3 minutes this happens, and then once again what happens? The moon will move again and we will have the sunlight falling on earth once again. So this is a solar eclipse that happens. Now my question to you is, if we have a solar eclipse, Can you tell me? Okay, so here you can see the answer. So I'm just going to show you the poll question directly. So what is the poll question? Oh, I don't have the poll question. I've not entered it here. Okay. So I'm just going to ask it to you directly, and you can answer it to me in the chat here. So what is the poll question? The poll question is, during a solar eclipse, the moon comes between the earth and the sun, and you have to tell me what is the screen in this case. So we have sun, we have moon, and we have earth. Which of these three bodies is the screen? So one should be light source, one should be object that is blocking the light of the light source, and one should be screen where the shadow is forming. So what do you think is the light source? No, what do you think is the screen? Earth, moon, and sun, three objects are there during a solar eclipse. We just saw what happens during a solar eclipse. So can you tell it to me? Which one is the screen? You can write it to me in the chat because I have not made a poll question for this one. See, Earth. That is right. Why is it screen? So if you can see over here in this image, this is a hint. Why is it Earth? Because we can see that this is our light source. The sun is our light source. And then the moon is our object. And what is the Earth? The Earth is where the shadow forms. And how does the shadow looks like? If we take a look from space, this is how the shadow looks like. So all this region here is where the solar eclipse is happening. So there is moon which is blocking the light of the sun, and on earth there is a very big shadow region, and this is the place which is seeing the solar eclipse, and this is how it looks from space. This is captured by a satellite. If you see over here, this is how the shadow of the moon travels, and this is how a solar eclipse looks like from space. From earth it is very hard to see. After 5-6 years it will happen again in India. Very very long time we have to wait. Yeah, show it to you once again. Of the moon travels. And this is how solar eclipse moon states. Okay. And now for, like, we have learned a lot of things in this session. What did we learn? We learned about different types of object, that we have transparent objects, translucent object, opaque objects. How does a shadow form? What things it needs? And a little bit about eclipse. Now the final thing is, which is a challenge question for you. What is the challenge question I'm going to show you once again to give you a hint? Have you made this thing before? Let me know if you have made it, okay? Do tell me know what is this, okay? As soon as you can identify, do let me know what is this. Let us see if you can find out what am I making on the screen. What do you think am I making on the screen? Any hint? No, any guesses? It's an animal. Can you identify which animal is this? Oh, I think KGBV Topoppy have found out, the girls of Topoppy. Which is this animal? Write in the chat or unmute yourself and do let me know. Which is this animal? Is it that hard to identify it? Very hard. So what is this animal? So this was actually, I was trying to make a dog. Okay. So this is what your challenge question is going to be like. What do you have to do? You have to create your own puppet show. What is a puppet show? You can, find videos online, different types of videos. So you have to create shadows from your hand. For example, I forgot. I took that video many days ago. So for example, this is the bird. And if you do this, you make the shape with your hand. Okay. Somebody speaking. Who's speaking? Who's speaking? Okay, my cursor was there. Okay, nobody's speaking now. So, for example, if you make, shape like this from your hands, and you have like a bulb or anything, any light source, your phone flashlight, and then what do you have to do? You have to go near a wall, and maybe you have to do this action, and then you will make a bird. Or you have to do different types of actions. You have to make different animals, not just animals, you can make anything, human face, anything else that you want. For example, here are many pictures, and I'm going to share this picture in the group as well. You have to make different types of shadows, and you have to create a video from it, and maybe even a story with it. Okay. So yeah, different types of shadows like this, and you have to take pictures and videos, and you have to share that with me. Okay. That is the challenge. You know how to create a big shadow. How will you create a big shadow? You will move your hand close to the phone or the light source or the candle. If you have to make the shadow small, you will move it far away from the object. So different types of things you can do. And you have to create a puppet show, okay, using your hands. You can make animal shadows, different type of shadows. You can try to cut out something on the cardboard, okay. For example, here you can cut out like a moon shape, anything, and you can insert them as well. You can make shadows from your hand. You can take other objects, for example, this thing, you crumble it, you put something on its head. So you can make something from the objects from your hands, and you have to record a video. Okay. Is the challenge question clear to everyone? And this is how, for example, I had done it. So I have also tried doing it, and this is very fun. I'll show it to you. This is actually like very fun. You have to learn it slowly and slowly. And if you want, I can share more videos with you as well. And this is how you have to do it. What about KGBB Andhro? Do they want to do this as well? They want to do it? Yes? No? No? They want to do this puppet show? Let us see. They're typing. Yes. So KGBB, Langol, Kulen, Manipur are saying yes. What about KGBB Topokpi? Yes? Okay. And what about KGBB Andhro? I am waiting for your yes. Yes, okay. Nihasi, there's also saying yes. I can't see their I can't see the shadows. Okay. So this is the challenge question I've told you how you have to do it. Okay. You try it different, try it many times, and this is how you can make it. So I'm going to can show this video better to you. And this is how slowly and slowly you can make. Okay. So this is how you have to make it. So I will be waiting for your videos. And this is the challenge question. And okay. So what did we learn in today's session? We learned that there are different types of objects around us. Transparent objects, we learned many different types of transparent objects that are there. We learned about how shadows are formed. What do we need for a shadow formation? We need screen, we need light source, we need an object, opaque object. What about a transparent object? For example, this is a transparent object. Does this has a shadow? You try making it shadow. Are you able to create a shadow with a transparent object or not? You have to try that. And we also learned one more thing, which is that during a solar eclipse, how does a shadow looks like? So even during a solar eclipse, we can see the shadow of the moon on Earth, and this is how it looks like. So those are the things that we learned in today's session. And in the next session, we will be learning about what we will be learning about. We will be learning about more things to do with shadows. We will make eclipse model, and we will play with Kira. So in next session, you should bring Kira, okay? I will give you the material list for next session as well. So this is all for this session. If you have any doubts, you can ask it to me, okay? So this is it for this session. If you have any doubts, you can ask it in the chat or by unmuting yourself. See, any doubts? No doubts? No doubts at all related to shadows. That is good if you have no doubts. So once again, I'm just telling it to you, what is the challenge question? So this is after the session. You should do this particular activity over here. So this is your challenge question that you should send responses to in the Google form that we provide. And I also wanted to share that especially like all the three states that join with us, Andhra Pradesh, Manipur, and Mizoram, you don't send a lot of pictures of the homework. So if you're doing the homework like the challenge question, please take the pictures and send it in the WhatsApp group. You can send it in the group or you can upload it in the Google form. If you have any doubts in filling the Google form, I can help you. But do fill or do make this puppet show, create a video for it, and share it in the WhatsApp group. Okay, I will be waiting for your video. Even in my last session, I did not receive a lot of response. Okay, so I'll hope in this session I will be waiting to see everybody's different animals, birds, plants, people, different type of puppet show, anything that you can make. Okay, that is it for this session. If you don't have any doubts, we can close it. I will just check if we have any comments or doubts on YouTube. Okay, no doubts on YouTube as well. So we can close it. Thank you for joining everyone. And I will see you once again next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So girls, you should unmute and then say bye-bye to me. I want to hear your bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
That is much better. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.